Me to discuss this is Chris Morrow, Managing Director at Digitalent, a recruitment agency. He's also a certified AI practitioner specializing in AI and machine learning hires. That sounds exciting. Thanks for being with me, Chris. How are you doing?
Thanks very much for having me, Ben. Very well, thanks.
Good. It's good to see you. We are hearing so much about AI snatching jobs away, but do you think it's also true that it's creating brand new opportunities for graduates entering the workforce?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, right now, the context of things is that we are really in the dial-up phase of the AI age. So this is the same early uncertainty that we saw with, the time when the internet was born, but with the sort of sweeping societal impact of the industrial revolution, if you like. But the difference is now that it's unfolding in a fraction of the time. AI isn't just taking the jobs away from graduates, it's also creating an entire new, set of career paths that really didn't exist a year ago. The real risk for me isn't the technology as such, it's our education system and our employers not adapting fast enough to prepare some of the graduates for the opportunities that the AI is going to be creating in the future. And I think that those who are going to adapt will thrive, and those who wait are going to be left behind.
Well, let's talk more about that, because this tech shift seems to have exploded almost overnight. And as you say there, some colleges and universities maybe aren't doing enough to bring AI literacy into their courses. But how can they actually do that without it looking like they're just endorsing cheating?
I think it's a level deeper than that, to be honest. So, I think the cheating aspect is a sort of superficial one. What we're talking about here is preparing a workforce for jobs of the future. AI literacy is really the new baseline. AI needs to be embedded in every single discipline, every major, across every college, in the Western world. So we're talking about things like law and healthcare and business and design. If you think about it in 2030, a doctor or a lawyer or an architect without AI fluency is going to be at a major disadvantage. So I think that the risk here is really policy and the curriculum that the colleges are going to be teaching, sort of lagging behind, and that will create a sort of talent mismatch in the future.
But there also must be some concerns around the cheating aspect though, right? Like, surely when I was doing my degree, half of it was coursework, half of it was essays, it was questions after classes, and now all of that could literally be done by AI.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, but again, going back to the curriculum here, what we really need to be teaching our students is how to, augment their skills using artificial intelligence. So that's why the way that you test students, I think, has to change. For instance, in colleges, perhaps in the future, we should be asking students to put together projects that with the help of AI, and then test them on that to build up their AI fluency. That's why I think the rate of change for the technology is faster than anything we've ever seen. And as human beings, and we can't rely on a curriculum at a college level that sort of existed 20, 30 years ago. We've got to keep rapid pace of the change of the technology as much as possible.
That does make sense. And how is AI changing the hiring process itself? I know people are constantly trying to get past automated recruitment filters now, but if we know all about those filters, then are those filters even effective anymore?
It's a great question. I mean, yeah, things have changed rapidly in the recruitment side of things. I've been a recruiter for 20 years, and everyone's using artificial intelligence. Bigger organizations are using AI to sort of be the new gatekeeper, if you like, and that's not always necessarily the best thing, but it's also used widely by job seekers to rewrite resumes and everything like that. So many resumes on the company side are rejected before a human ever sees them. So that's AI-powered screening, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because some of these AI models are perhaps not trained in the right way. They sort of accentuate bias in a lot of scenarios as well, and they should be really used by people who understand the concepts of responsible AI. So that all of this stuff is really happening now. It's not theoretical.
Yeah.
We're in it, and the cost is really wasted talent, delayed careers, and a bit of a mental health strain as well.
I learned a lot from that. I appreciate that. Chris Morrow, thank you for being with me.
Thanks for having me.